Hollywood writers' strike. Could your favorite shows stop?
As the Writers Guild of America strike stretches into its third day, more than 11,000 film and TV writers remain out of work.
Hollywood studios remain in the dark as the strike from the Writers Guild of America reached its 100th day.
If you didn't know, the 5 months Hollywood writers' strike of 2023 cost the movie industry over $5 billion. But the crazier thing is how all of that could have been avoided, seeing as the strike was not a mere spur of the moment. So, what caused the strike? As the world advances, many fear that all the new technology means that they are at risk of losing their jobs or getting cut out of the creation process of things. Broadcast TV has slowly transitioned into streaming platforms that make entertainment more accessible to the average consumers. This transition to streaming, while making huge profits for the executives, translated to little action for writers. What does this mean for the writers? It's no secret that a lot of writers cannot afford to live a sustainable life on their writer's salary. With the deteriorating economy, the lack of job security, random pay cuts, and reductions in royalties they are entitled to receive, the writers decided it was time to say something about it. The last strike lasted for 5 months, beginning on the 2nd of May 2023, till the Writers Guild of America voted to bring it to an end. They were not alone in this fight. A few days later, the Screen Actors Guild of America joined them in a strike of their own against similar treatments their members also experienced. How did entertainment TV get here? To understand the gravity of this situation, let's take a step back and delve into the history of Hollywood and writers that made it all possible. For decades, writers have been the backbone of the industry, crafting compelling stories and unforgettable characters that captivate audiences worldwide. In the early years of television, most shows were broadcast live, and writers often worked directly with performers to create scripts for variety shows, dramas, and comedies. This period saw the rise of scripted television dramas and sitcoms, with iconic shows like I Love Lucy, The Twilight Zone, and The Andy Griffith Show. Writers began to specialize in specific genres and formats, honing their craft and writing compelling narratives for television. As television continued to evolve, the number of channels and programming options expanded, leading to a greater demand for writers. This period saw the emergence of groundbreaking shows like MASH, All in the Family, and The Mary Tyler Moore Show, which pushed the boundaries of storytelling on television. The proliferation of cable channels and the advent of streaming services revolutionized the television landscape. Writers now have more opportunities than ever to create original content for a wide range of platforms, leading to a golden age of television with critically acclaimed series like The Sopranos, Breaking Bad, and Game of Thrones. When TV networks were all that existed, writers got paid a salary based on an agreed amount for the duration of the series. Writers also received residuals or royalties for reruns and syndication of their shows. In some cases, writers may receive bonuses or additional compensation for achieving certain milestones, such as winning awards or reaching specific rating goals. Imagine this: for every ongoing show or movie production, writers had a budget. They were housed, fed, and catered for. On set, they were responsible for script writing episodes, dialogues, and character development. They made revisions constantly. They had a writer's room where producers, directors, and showrunners would gather to brainstorm ideas and develop story arcs. Sometimes they even stuck around post-production to help with any final changes. Writers played a crucial role in bringing television shows to life and shaping the cultural landscape of our society and entertainment as we have it now. However, despite their invaluable contributions, writers have often found themselves undervalued and undercompensated by the studios. With streaming platforms introduced, it meant that writers only got a one-time payment per season of a show. Between then and the next season, which could be anything from months to a couple years, they were left to find other ways to sustain any sort of living in LA. At the same time, the writers could no longer maintain the same standard of living from residuals because determining residuals via streaming services had become much less transparent than with broadcast television, where the concrete number of viewers of a rerun of a show or movie is known. With the invention of AI and its introduction into the entertainment space, some studios and streaming platforms have been discussed using artificial intelligence to boost their profits even more by replacing actors and writers or decreasing their responsibility in film production. This cuts out the need for writers and makes them redundant. In some cases, writers would be asked to come in for the first few weeks of the show to create a plot and only get paid for those few weeks. An average writer as of 2022 probably earned about $26,000 per year, and this is barely enough to qualify anyone for health insurance. When you consider the fact that streaming platforms were pulling in as much as $30 billion yearly, a writer's strike was more than expected. With the strikes and protesting, the Writers Guild of America were only asking for three major things. 1. Higher pay and compensation. The WGA sought increases to minimum wage and compensation for writers. This included improvements to terms for length of employment, size of writing teams, and better residuals for shows, particularly those streamed on platforms like Netflix and Disney+. They wanted to be able to afford living and working in LA and do the work they were passionate about. 2. Protection against AI use. Concerned about the potential use of artificial intelligence, AI, to replace writers and reduce their pay, the WGA wanted to negotiate terms to protect their members against the misuse of AI technology in the industry. This included provisions to prevent studios from using AI to recreate a writer's work without their permission and proper compensation. 3. Fair treatment and job stability. The WGA pushed for safeguards to prevent studios from exploiting writers and turning writing into an entirely freelance profession. This included proposals to ensure job stability for writers, such as requiring companies to employ a certain number of writers for a specified period of time on a show. The deal was fair, and it only addressed the most basic concerns of the members and ensured that they were compensated for their work and protected against exploitation. It also ensures that writers receive the support they need to thrive in the industry. The strike cost the entertainment industry roughly $5 billion nationwide, but writers may have been in a worse economic position without this setback. As negotiations continued, it was crucial for all parties involved to remain committed to finding common ground and reach a mutually beneficial agreement. Only then can Hollywood truly thrive once again. By fostering a culture of respect and fair compensation, Hollywood can rebuild trust with its creative talent and ensure a sustainable future for the industry. The writers' strike has cast a spotlight on the challenges facing Hollywood and the importance of standing up for workers' rights. The outcome will shape the future of Hollywood, determining the rights and protections afforded to writers for generations to come. Considering all of this, one can only hope for a Hollywood that values its writers and ensures a bright future for all involved.